Well, hello and welcome. I hope that this is going to work a lot better tonight. I hope you're all well. So I'm on a little bit earlier because I'm actually not feeling the greatest. So I thought if I started early, I could get to bed a little bit earlier and hopefully sleep. But the good news is I've submitted my last assignment for the semester. So I'm now on mid-semester break, which is really, really good. Hey, Julianne, how are you? Welcome. Yes, so pretty cool. I know, I've just put it up there. So, oops, Joe, yeah, that's okay. So we're going to try this again, and I'm hoping that this is going to work a little bit better. I don't know. I've gone through and tried to change some of the settings, so I'm really hoping it's going to work. And yeah, I got a text message today from the Victorian Health Department to ask me about how I was feeling because it's day 3 since my vaccination, and I've really had no really serious side effects, which is really good. I'm still a little bit tired, but that could be just the whole lockdown thing. I still attribute some of the fact that I'm not feeling the greatest to the fact we're in lockdown. They're saying today that it's on track for restrictions to ease. So we're not going to go back to what we were. We're probably going to have we still won't be able to have people in our house, and I think churches will be restricted to 50. So, there'll be some things that will come into play and that. So it's been an interesting day. It's a cold one. It was cold and wet here today. So I wanted to show you a few things. Plus there was a live by our friend, and and I've changed the background again. What I have liked about Restream is that they're free stuff. Has a really good variety, so I can change it all the time. Hello, Vedandra. How are you? Yeah. So I wanted to show you something first of all. So I did a video earlier today about. Hello, Sarah loves donuts. Actually, I want to show you something too, Sarah. Actually, I wanted to show you another feature of Restream. Restream actually can give you a whole pile of statistics. Hello, Me More Dragon. This is free. This is from the last stream last night. So they actually have analytics. So it can tell me. So that was the stats from last night's chat, where we got to. It also tells you how many new followers you get. Look at the chats. Look at this. Oops, says no data. It says, here's the top chatters. Look at this, Sarah loves donuts. Look at this. Second, Sarah loves donuts. I can find out who the most chatters are. There were 57 people chatting last night, and overall there was over 1,000 messages sent. So, and yeah, see, this is all the chat messages here. This is pretty cool stuff, isn't it? And yeah, there were 1,000 messages, and there were 57 people chatting, and there was 1,000 messages. That's pretty cool, eh? There's not enough data for it to do popular phrases yet, but look at this. Sarah loves donuts, number 2 on the list. Number 2 chatter. It doesn't say who the naughty ones are. But it tells you, it actually will give you all these overviews. So it can tell you how many streams you do, the average of streams. And this is still free. I haven't paid for the feature. I haven't paid for the paid feature yet. So this is still all free. So it will eventually tell us all of this. So that's all the things. The other thing I discovered today, the hard way, was that I thought I was recording the video, but in fact I was live. That was a bit of a shock to discover that I actually was live. It's good. It's coming summer here, so we're not in lockdown anymore. we were in 3,000 approximately in the whole state, now to 80. That's great. How are you health-wise? I'm doing all right. I'm still a little bit tired. So we've got 80 active cases in the state. We had another 2 today. Shell Belly was number 1. Sarah loves donuts. So I did a video today about a little girl who's in immigration detention, who after 10 days of being sick was finally was able to have treatment. Hello, Bo. And the thing is that there is a trending phrase on Twitter. So I wanted to show you the Twitter phrase. So trending in politics, Morrison the monster is trending with Scotty the child abuser. Now, Scott Morrison's the Prime Minister. So there are lots and lots of tweets at the moment with those 2 tags to say that Scotty the child abuser and Morrison monster. So that hope, I mean, it's trending now. And then this has got a lot of people really upset. Plans to resettle the asylum seekers in the US or New Zealand. The issue I have with this is that the 2 girls are Australian. Hello, Osbel. So the 2 young girls are actually Australian citizens. It's their parents that are the issue. And so Scotty the child abuser and Morrison monster are actually trending on Twitter at the moment. So this is the mother. She wanted to say thank you to everybody. She said thank you to everybody for their support. I'm just going to play this. This is... No, all right. It's not going to play. All right. I watched it before. So she's actually thanked everybody for their support. It says the mother of the seriously ill 3-year-old for urgent care has made an emotional plea to return to their Queensland home. So they came to Australia in Queensland. They were... I don't know what happened. The 2 girls were born here. They've ended up in detention. So 3 she'd been experiencing vomiting, diarrhea, and dizziness for several days. She's been diagnosed with sepsis and pneumonia. And she said she released a video of herself. I want to thank everyone for their love and good wishes. I hope that Thanika can get the help she needs now. Please help us get her out of detention and back home to Bilolia. Now, from what I can see and understand is that the community, the place that she comes from, they're happy for them to come back. They want them back. So she has pneumonia. Now, the interesting thing is that Mark McGowan, who is the Premier of Western Australia, so like a governor in the US, in the United States, he has actually said that she will be in hospital for probably a considerable amount of time, that she will receive all the medical care and all the treatment that she needs to get better for as long as it takes. If it takes weeks, if it takes months for her to get better, the WA government will ensure that she gets the best treatment that she can get. However, he can't interfere with the immigration issue. So their parents came separately by boat in 2012 and 2013, and they were living in Queensland. Their visas expired and they were taken by Australian Border Force Police. Since 2019, they've been on Christmas Island in detention, and the 2 girls have been born in Australia. So the 2 girls are born in Australia. The 2 girls were born in Australia. The parents' visas have expired. So you've got 2 Australian citizens and 2 Sri Lankan citizens. So yeah, so it was 40.7 degrees Celsius. Let me tell you what that was when in Fahrenheit, which is pretty high. So 47 degrees is 105 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty high. So but 10 days it took for them to get help. If there is any good news out of this, the Royal Children's Hospital in Perth is the best place for her. Oh wow, yeah. So she's got sepsis and pneumonia. So they're really trying to just. If Poppy Seeds was here, she could probably tell us a little bit more about the issues. But there are, at the moment, there's some legal court battles going on, and a whole lot of people. But it's also drawn attention to the fact that there are children still in detention. And as I said, these girls are Australian. And, so this is why, in case you've just joined us, this is why Scotty the Child Abuser and Morrison Monster is actually trending today, because the word is that they're looking to send them to trying to send them off to New Zealand or the USA. So it's just trending. And you can see by some of the language on here as well that people are not very happy. So Sarah Loves Donuts says, I wish I didn't see both sides of this issue. Bottom line, people are human and rhetoric is dehumanizing. Well, that's the thing. It's look, I don't understand immigration. I believe that they haven't been determined to have refugee status, but my issue is that these girls are Australian. These girls are Australian. So, and I don't see why girls should be punished for the parents. USA doesn't need any more trouble. We're still dealing with the aftermath of Trump. Well, some people that I know, some refugees that I know from Australia managed to get refugee status in Canada. Australia's been pretty horrible to their refugees, and have been palming them off to other places. So, Canada has taken some of our refugees as well, which I'm very, very sad. So anyway, so I'll definitely keep you in touch with the latest of what's happening. If anything, children are amazing and so are miracles. Yeah. So a lot of people have just been very angry the fact that they essentially just gave her Panadol for 10 days and they didn't do anything else for her. So there was another rant today, and I would perceive it to be a threat that people that show her show her Instagram live, she may copyright strike. But here's the thing that I have with that. Here's my issue with that. She deletes her Instagrams. So how can she prove that she's actually the copyright owner if she actually doesn't actually have a copy of it? Hello. Oh, Will, you made the top list of chatters. Don't forget, Australia's now home to a huge digital real estate scam called Earth 2.0. Hey, we've got the based on what I said yesterday about the Premier and the scandal involving them wanting his details. Ambulance Victoria came out and made a statement today and said that they had actually gave some details as to their abilities. So, look, Will, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Bo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Will was the 7th chatter. So anyway, so I can find out who does all the talking. Yeah. So she talks about the fact that she ends her life by saying, I can copyright strike for anybody that uses my Instagrams. May that be a lesson to you. When I went, but you don't save them. So how is she going to prove that it's a copyright strike if she hasn't kept her life? I've got it on my phone. And technically, oh, really? Well, I'm just getting myself comfortable. Hang on. Just changing positions. Technically, if it's on my phone, am I the copyright owner? Do I own it? Because I checked her Instagram. She deleted it. She didn't keep it. She didn't save it. Unless she's saving them all on her phone, which would be the only way that she could do it. But then she would have to prove that anyway. So that was her end of that, But it was like around 2. I don't know whether you've probably. Let me pull up her Twitter because it was pretty fiery today. And you already know what she's going to be talking about, don't you? All right, so let's have a look. The other thing is she got really upset because Team YouTube, there was a tag I saw of YouTube where she was saying that her video kept getting demonetized. Well, that's what I'm saying, Julianne, is that, yes, I would probably own the copy that's on my phone that I recorded, correct? And if she doesn't have a copy, then I own the copy. All right. So there was a lot of tweets today. All right. So there's a lot of stuff here. So this one says, Creepshow Art is really going to stick to the stalker spoofed my IP. She deleted her IG posts too. The site tracked her cookies, also promoted her Patreon and YouTube membership. Yeah, okay, Shannon. I can't believe people actually defend her. It's obvious she's lying, says that person. Oh, look. Sarah loves donuts. She gets really fired up. But yeah, at the end, because I thought, oh, her last thing's about, oh, I can copyright people that use my Instagram videos. And I'm going, I just laughed and went, okay, because you don't keep them. Yes, check. Then this one says, people still trying to defend Creepshow Art, calling me a doxer. When I told you months ago she doxed herself all the time, I honestly can't with any of you. Creepshow Art is a liar and has been a liar that clout chased, wondering if she bought some of those subs. Don't go there with subs, just invites people to play the, oh yeah, but you did this. Who cares if she bought subs? So trivial compared to accusing people of CSAM, SA perjury and other defamatory lies. Almost a year ago, I told people CSA was lying. Her stories contradicted each other. And then someone else says, you are a doxer. I know, my disc is, oh, it's nearly full again. I'm always clearing that out. Julianne says, she's talking about herself again. And Sarah Loves Donuts says, oh, is she talking about herself? All right, this one says, how admins caught Creepshow Art. So that's a share. That's a thing. This, she ruined so many people's with her lies. And then what? The response isn't there. It's obviously been hidden. She's obviously hiding responses. Yeah, well, maybe some digital real estate's about the only real estate I can afford. Where shall I buy? Creepshow Art is the worst doxer, transphobic, homophobic, racist, fat shaver, ableist troll on the internet and needs to be stopped. Now I really found the title of Shannon's next video. You're right. What she did was awful and she deserves to be held accountable, but that doesn't change that you suck too. You're bad too. No, I'm not. Haven't done any of the things she's accused me of. Please stop this. You're embarrassing yourself. If you fed lie upon lie about creators, attack them if they defend against those lies. How are they the awful person because you were gullible enough to believe all their lies? Don't you or the KJB haters have responsibility for spreading hate to destroy people's over lies? Grow up, people. All right. She refuses to take down these videos. I've reported all of them repeatedly for YouTube for harassment. Her most viewed video about me falsely accuses me of perjuring myself to take out a fake restraining order, which is false. I provided her proof and she wouldn't retract. Can people buy the... I know, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about going to buy the White House, but I bet you that's already gone. Stop defending her and lumping me in the same category as her. I believe that she projected everything she does onto me. I believe she blamed me for her own deviant behavior and did, to steal subscribers, ruin my credibility, and push me out of the YouTube commentary community. Team YouTube, I've reported all these videos for harassment and this creator refuses to remove them. She's defamed, harassed, and bullied me for months. I thought creator on creator harassment was against TOS. You weren't you. Katie, come on. I watched all 4 videos on you. She had receipts for everything. Most of it was coming from you. You can't be mad at creators for covering your lawsuit as well. Because of your actions, you became the story. That is just fact. CSA is her own problem, but her vids were based on you, based off your own words. You did say the thing she talks about. The brat comment came out of your mouth twice. Once in a live, then on Critical K. You got backlash from creators for being insensitive. I've seen it as well, but she thinks her subs won't check on it, and most don't. If they see the videos they make about her, they'll see who she really is. They always show receipts with videos and screenshots of Katie, but she's always playing the victim. It's funny how she tagged Team YouTube into it. I think it's still funny that even though she deletes her tweets, she's still shadow banned. Yeah, it is funny, isn't it? Yeah, so there is a data there's a crash. Yeah. I saw that. Okay, so there was that one. Jill Duggar claps back at fans over the bizarre food she fed her dog. Then she's got this one, their silence is deafening. Josh Duggar seen unsupervised at theme park with daughter and sister. Josh Duggar, and then because she kept getting her videos demonetized. No. And then where's the video? Because she kept deleting them and re-uploading them. Journalists are trained not to become the story. They are, aren't they? Okay, and then we've got to go. I find it disturbing that even if I comment on the topic, people who don't know me, yell at me and accuse me of being a bad person when they've never met me or spoken to me. What about human decency when we speak? Also, don't call me sis. Hello, B. Honest criticism. But your reputation in the YouTube community stems from your mainly threatening to sue many creators for talking about you. They don't like you because your channel is focused on criticism and talking about people and painting them in bad light. So when you go after other creators for doing that to you and threaten to sue them, it's understandable that they don't like you. Legit criticism, not attacking, just trying to help you see where they're coming from. When have I threatened to sue anyone in the past 5 months? I haven't sued anybody, and I ignore 99% of it. If they care about reporting, they should not willingly post slander when they won't have to worry about getting sued. It doesn't matter about time. It's that you did it. I'm sorry, but it's just I'm trying to help you see it from their point of view. Your point of view is that they lied about you, but there are creators and mainstream people in their point of view is that you lied about them, and other point of view is you are hypocritical. It's not the same at all. Creepshow Art did lie, and she knows she lied about me. You are being a troll. Take care. I'm not. How? I was being as nice as possible and just trying to see from both sides. Oh dear, this will not end well for you. Once she starts throwing that troll word around, it gets nasty. People have been blocked for a whole lot less than what you've written. Good job, by the way. You explained your position well. Hello, Kim. Agreed. You hit the nail on the head, and when a troll, it's her go-to when she doesn't want to claim responsibility for her actions. I saw the exchange, someone else literally talking about something they are currently going through, and you commented about yourself. If anyone was rude, it was you. No, I did not. I explained people must be struggling and used myself as an example. It's called empathy. It's called reputation. You worked pretty hard to gain the one that you have now. Imagine how the Duggars feel, and every other person she covers. She never ever says anything nice at all. All her videos are hateful. All of them. She hid your reply, by the way. Remember, she doesn't get engagement and she doesn't use Twitter. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Jo is a real actress. This is a great table read. Well, I mean, I've got to try and make it exciting, don't I? Because, like, considering that most of the stuff is the same, age shaming is ugly. We're 40 and have families. We can't be on the internet. Guess not. Oh, these kids that follow Creep Show are the worst. Playing victim instead of replying with a good comeback. She continually calls her trolls grandmas like it's a bad thing. What is she even on about? She's old enough to be a grandma anyway. Oh, is everyone buying their castles? Oh, cool. If Meghan Markle wants to be a royal, she can go buy a piece of digital land. Deleting and re-uploading my videos. Sorry, guys. YouTube is annoying. Does it bother anyone that creators in the commentary community, not me, but a group of them, all work together and spread malicious rumours and false allegations against their competitors to ruin their businesses? Not her. Of course not. Not her. Josh broke a major Duggar rule at Silver City in 2019. So she's had 3 goes at it. Josh Duggar has an ankle monitor, and frankly, I don't think he'd ever wear yellow Crocs. Your source followed around by a family friend. I thought he was supposed to wear the ankle monitor, but I didn't see it on him. Am I blind? So she's done this video about Josh Duggar breaking a rule, making all of her people think that he's been out and about, but it's from 2019. But let's not get the truth in the way of a good story. And I plan to create Actually, since I've been planning, I've ticked every single thing off my list so far. So, hey, I'm on a roll. All right. I have a right to be upset. The drama I went through the past 7 months, I'd never wish on anyone. Until you get daily emails of people telling you they were going to and murder your 8-year-old, you won't get it. Don't gaslight me to say my experience didn't happen. OMG, if someone said anything like that about my daughter, I'd be so traumatized. I wouldn't be able to say it, let alone type it. You're so brave. Show the emails. I'm sure there's none. If it's true, she acts like she was the only one. Salts, Emily and Nat and other people did get threatened and showed proof, but not KJ. Why are someone's experiences any less relevant if they're not the only one? How is she acting like she's the only one by rightfully caring about her own life? You're some crazy weirdos for real. She's trying to reach because she doesn't have anything left right now. I'm listening to Joe, which is why I'm trying to Prince and Lois this bow. Well, yes, it was dramatic. And this whole thing she brings up in her Instagram live, which is probably good that we're going to this. those threats were from the hackers. Are we saying, oh, who knows, Sarah? I've got no idea whether it's the hackers, whether it's Creepshow. I heard that if that really happened, wouldn't you just walk away? Well, I wouldn't be re-putting it. I wouldn't be talking about it. Oh, because she actually will say the FBI essentially useless. They're not doing anything about the hacking. Yeah, that's essentially what she says. All right, so I managed to record it. KJ has so many rights. Hackers, my frilly undies. I know, right? It's seriously, I don't know. Now, I did miss the first few minutes of this live, but that's okay. She was criticizing Jill for feeding the dog breast milk or something. I don't know. I have to say I wasn't really paying much attention. Also, over the next couple of days, I'm uploading my recital pieces. So I've uploaded one that I did 3 weeks ago, and then I've got another 2 that I did over the last week. I still contend that her brain is Swiss cheese. That's why she confuses everything. I remember Salt's. I remember seeing all Saltz's death threats and that, but I didn't think that I thought she was hacked. I didn't think she was talking about the fact that she had. I didn't think she was talking about the fact that she had death threats. I thought she was talking about being hacked. All right. Here we go. We ready?
Whatsoever. Degrading to her. I didn't call her stupid. I didn't call her dumb. I didn't call her a bad dog owner. I didn't say any of those things. And people got so emotionally attached to that and acted like I peed on their queen or
So people, from what I can work out, people have criticized her for calling out Jill. And so she's not liking it. Well, if you read some of my comments as well, I'm getting a few little people that aren't happy about me doing videos.
Smash or chop their queen's head off. I can't do this job and be every person's best friend. I have to be objective when I report, which means that just because you like someone doesn't mean that posts that they put out aren't like a story. And people kept saying to me,
sorry about that. I wanted to actually make sure that I was recording because I didn't want to get all the way to the end and sit through it and find out that I wasn't recording like yesterday. The thing is, if she was reporting, you wouldn't be saying nasty stuff about people. Now, I admit that when I was talking about the little girl that's in the Perth hospital and talking about the trending topic of Morrison is a monster, I probably would say that, yes, I would agree with that in this situation. Yeah, okay, Diane, so yeah. But there is a difference, but she often gives her opinion. It says, it's awful. I agree. I think Katie is amazing and she's helping so many people. I've learned so much from her. I need Harrison on here to read. He can speak like Katie.
It's not a story. Publish a story about it today. Why did People magazine publish a story on it today? Why did the Hollywood Gossip post a story on it today?
But you're none of those. You say you're a blogger. I'm not even sure why she thought, yes, this would be a perfect social media post. She obviously knew it was going to be controversial. If she put the K part.
In Touch post a story on it today. Why did the Sun post a story about it today? If it wasn't a story, why were so many outlets talking about it?
You're not an outlet.
Right? People were talking about it because she got snarky. She knew it was going to be controversial with the choice that she made. And that's why people were talking about it. First of all, Jill doesn't do that. She rarely gets controversial.
You may be saving another child whose family is like the Duggars. I've decided I'm going to dramatically read all the comments.
Rarely gets snarky. So when you have a public platform and you have 100 or you have 1 million people reading your stuff and you post stuff like that, one, if it's not factually correct, it's not inaccurate to report that you shouldn't do that, or that it could potentially cause your dog to get an upset stomach.
They probably needed the money for sensationalism, but no one's talking about the father and what he's done to the family. There she goes with delusions of grandeur. Well, it's not the fact that it's the way she reports on it. It's the way she does it. What is it? It's not what you say, but how you say it.
It's not a bad thing.
Exactly, 100%. This is your job when you have a YouTube channel. Your personal life is your own. Keep doing what you're doing, girl. I don't judge you by the opinion of others, period.
People are talking about the Duggars.
You did the right thing, Katie.
People are talking about what Jim Bob is doing. People get so sensitive. Like, you can't. I've always covered Jill's stuff. I've always covered Jessa. I've always covered Joy. That's not going to change because Josh got.
It says, I was wondering if something happened because I was watching your last video on Josh. All of a sudden it stopped and said the video was unavailable. I figured the Duggars called someone to get it pulled. No, she pulled it because it wasn't getting monetized. She's having trouble with her monetization at the moment.
And I don't know why people expect me to change my delivery. I'm not Jill Duggar's friend. I'm not Jill Dillard's friend. I'm not Jessa Duggar's friend. I'm reporting on their family. I report on their show.
She reports on their shore. The thing is, honey, people are always going to hate people that tell the truth. Maybe they see you as an easy target. You are more accessible than the big news sites. You're the best source I've found. You are the first to report many things. Hello, Laura. Oh, morning. I go away for a few days and KJ settles with the Westbrooks and your layout is different. Things happen when I take a break. Yes, Laura. I'm using a different layout. It's completely different. Oh, and this is day 2 of Katie Joy attacking Creepshow Art, because there's a whole Creepshow Art saga that I still don't understand. But she gets onto that too. Your delivery is not that of a journalist, too snarky. They are untrue. Your commentary voice cracks me up. Well, you know.
Disclaimers. I have all kinds of information here. And it's what it is. So if it upsets you that I'm reporting on something, check other outlets and decide if it's reasonable.
If she posted it on social media, she has to accept that the public will respond. You're Josh's friend. That's what it says. You're Josh's friend. It's in capital. That's why I did it in the funny voice.
For you to tell me that I'm reaching when literally everyone's talking about it. People started talking about it, one, because of the MK. When have you seen Jill Dillard ever get feisty like that?
She's probably sick of people like you. It is perfect, madam. It is perfect. I picture her twirling a parasol. People actually think that they can attack you till you change to whatever their standards are. You're one person. These people need to look at themselves.
When have you ever seen her make a post like that where she's like flat out like snarky? You don't. That's why people like published it. And it's a testament to the fact that she's stressed out right now. She's got all this stuff going on, right?
Leave her alone.
You never see her act like that. So that's why people are reporting it. Nobody hates Jill.
Leave her alone. Give her some support. I think that the stress is too much for these kids. Proud of her honesty. I was going to say, but she never stops. Encore.
She's in a really shitty situation. Her brother's a piece of shit. But all of the...
At the end of the day, that's her brother. That's her brother. Karen says, Katie hates Jill. She did a whole entire video of it on it.
All these kids, like, they all have problems. Like, all of them. And that's the sad thing. And my job as a reporter isn't to be their friend.
We're a reporter again. We're a reporter again. We went a reporter, then we were an advocate, then we went an advocate. Now we're back to being an advocate. So now we're a reporter again, right? Are we all caught up? Because I'm confused. I really want to go onto her live and tell her, but you're not a real reporter, you're just a lying gossip.
It's to educate and report on the cult, on the family, and how they got here. And people get so upset when I point out things that she's doing that are from the cult, that you guys are proud that she's left, right? You want her to leave the cult. So if you want...
I'm glad Julie's getting out of the cult and getting therapy. If no one leaves this cult, then if one person leaves the cult, then you have done a great job. Don't all people have problems at times? We all have problems. But you gave away your source. You're not a reporter, KJ. They all have problems. She's whatever is convenient on the day. I'd say so. Doesn't help anybody. You're right, Sarah loves donuts. Hello, feel the love. No, you're right. It doesn't help anyone, and it achieves absolutely nothing as well. Because I don't get. I mean, at the end of the day, that's her brother, and she doesn't have to like what he's done. I just want her to make a decision that's best for her, KJ, not what you want her to do. Well, that's right. Jill has to do what's best for her and her family, not what's good for anyone. Hello, Ballistic. KJ is defo a believer of, I think, therefore I am. Wow. If we're going to play pretend, then I'm a master planner. Because I've had, how long have I been doing it for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I've been doing it for a week and it's worked. So therefore I'm a master. You know? Yeah.
Her to leave the cult. You want her to leave what the cult taught her. You want her to leave the games that they played.
But you just can't walk out of something and suddenly switch. Jill's probably it may take Jill the rest of her life. Oh, me more, you're a musician? Cool. Some people are in therapy for the rest of their lives trying to sort this out. It's not something that she can just snap out of. And if you've got somebody standing there ready to kick you every time that you fall down, then you're not going to make any progress. We see it all the time with people that struggle with drug and alcohol, that every time they go backwards, they don't need to be reminded. They need to know that they can pick themselves up and keep going. We're all experts without the proper training qualifications or expertise.
Her to leave the obedience training. You want her to leave the blanket training. You want her to leave those things so that she doesn't implant the cult indirectly onto her kids. You want her to break that cycle.
She's neglecting the fact that Jill has started to break that cycle because her boy is going to public school. He's not being homeschooled. The whole public school system is going to open his eyes to a whole completely different world. I mean, I have the same belief system that Duggars have, but if that's what they choose to believe, who am I to judge? I can be willing and help if she wants to leave.
Want her to break that cycle, which is why when you see it happening, you report on it because you say, okay.
Katie Joy, I want to break the cycle for you. I don't want your son to grow up and look at everybody so negative. I want him to have a very positive outlook. So every time that you're negative, I'm going to call you out for it. I've been watching the show for a long time, and you've explained it for me perfectly. But KJ's son learns what? How to ignore, shout, and play on the iPad. Correct.
She's not free yet. It's not a clean break. A lot of the people that leave these cults struggle.
That's so true about checking other places. I've seen so often you being attacked when it's been talked about many other places, and you're often kinder or more thoughtful in your delivery. Really?
With understanding how to properly discipline their children. And I remember interviewing...
And how do you properly discipline a child, Katie Joy?
Amanda Householder, who grew up with
hang on,
that couple that is.
Did you ever interview her? She never interviewed her, did you? Oh no, somebody else. Amanda Householder is from the something else, isn't it? I was thinking of somebody else.
On like 102 felonies for all the abuse at Circle of Hope Ranch in Missouri, and her talking about how growing up getting beaten like that, your natural reaction when you have a child and you become a parent is to beat your child because you were conditioned as a child to believe that being beaten was love. So if that's all you know and you grow up.
My heart aches for Jill, barely adjusting to being free outside the cult. And then more news about her brother coming out. I think if more people reported as well, and as clearly as you do, these people wouldn't be making the money they do on a fake platform. What fake platform?
That God wants you to do this and Satan's going to take over if you don't get it beat out of you. You have to realize that I'm not coming from this place of I hate these kids. I'm coming.
Katie Foxy, what a perspective change. It's hard to see sometimes when it's somebody we know. Good luck to you with him. Hang on. That is a lie. That is a lie. People are beaten as children do not always go on. No, not always. And some people that have had really bad lives decide that they don't want that type of life for their children. She's coming from a place of hate, says Karen.
A place of, this is an abusive cult. It's not rainbows and butterflies. It's not easy for them to leave. It's leaving the cult isn't a clean, it happens and you're gone. It takes you.
What did I just say? And these cult kids can't even escape a few hours a day to tell a teacher or mandatory reporter. I'm learning so much from you about the Duggars. Thank you for all you do for us. I look forward to your videos and Instagram page.
Decades for people to unravel all of the abuse they went through and not perpetuate the same abuse onto the people that they love.
She has a bright future in front of her. Soon her husband will be able to practice law and give them a comfortable life. I'm just an old lady, and I put disclaimers on some of my Facebook posts. Some of these people are cracking me up. You want to be in a bubble?
And so she has a bright future, but she has a traumatic past. And every single day is dealing with that trauma, unpacking that reality, you know.
And you remind her every day, girl, you need to cover Shani for Christ. It's always easy for someone to notice or break dysfunction habits inside the family. No, it's not, when whispers. Sometimes I really hope that all of this she's saying is just for clicks and money. It's hard for me to comprehend that someone can be this vile. Why does she only acknowledge comments that critique her and ignores her stands? That's a really good, interesting question plan to create. I don't know. Gee, her commentaries are mind-boggling silly. Well, that's why I'm doing it in a voice, because I thought, Scarlett, Aloe, being a lawyer doesn't mean automatically comfortable life. It means 80 plus of work at no time for family really in the beginning. All right. So, yes, someone's going, Gail, you got to cover Shanny for Christ.
And not trying to repeat it. That's a lot. I'm not going to cover Shanny for Christ. That chick had 2,000 subscribers. She's banned on YouTube. I'm not going to give this trash woman any of my time.
Someone says they don't all realize they are in a cult, and then she needs a social media publicist, LOL, in reference to Jill. Is that a hard lemonade? Is that a hard drink again?
Shanny for Christ is garbage. She was banned from YouTube. There's nothing more to say. Giving her any time, attention, or any even words gives this woman what she wants.
Someone says, good for you. Who is Shanny for Christ? She doesn't have enough subs for KJ to mess with. Well, that's right. She's only got 2,000 subs. I bet if Chris Chan was in a cult, she'd cover him. Oh, Erin, EKC, People Sucks. She got the documents today. Critical K is being sued for $10 million. I'm going to the corner for agreeing with KJ regarding this person she's talking about. Hey, I'm the same with you, Wind Whispers. I've heard about some stuff. Hence why I wouldn't talk about her either. Hey, morning, GTA opinions. She's totally obsessed with CSA right now. She really is. She likes breaking stories. Well, I really thought Katie would have actually jumped on the Critical Case story, actually. Maybe that's tomorrow or today for you guys.
Well, Artie gave her way too much attention that she should never have been given. Exactly. Who's Shanny for Christ?
I like that you bring attention to the things you do, such as mental illness. Have a family member that can't afford a counsellor, but the more we bring attention to these issues, the greater the... Awesome. Glad you know about it. Your comment is enough. You're right, they're planning to create she would. Or even 500,000.
I don't want to be a copycat channel that just jumps on whatever's trending on YouTube. I don't ever want to be like that because I became what was trending on YouTube. And you know how shitty it is when you're trending on YouTube and people are trashing you and they're not telling the truth?
Chance, we are. Someone's talking about Westboro Baptist Church. Kelly Jones says blanket training for Todd. Todd, shut up. Eat Todd. Sit Todd. Now I can't. Rhea, can't pronounce his surname. Critical K did a story about the son, I believe, who committed suicide, and there's some. There is. I'll pull it up afterwards. I got all the details. I've written it down. It's Rhea. Is it Rhea? Rhea Andracascio. And it's in Mississippi, and it's about the fact that she's made some allegations about the death of and she showed autopsy photos or something as well. It didn't sound very nice from what I've heard. I did have it up. I did have a tab on it, so I'll see if I can grab the tab again and explain it to you. But yeah, critical K is but I really thought Katie would have jumped on that.
These commentary channels that do that just jump on stories regardless of facts and just jump for an easy buck for a few views and for clout, they actually can destroy people's businesses. And I'm not in the business of destroying people's lives. I'm not in the business of destroying people's platforms, stripping their subscribers. I've never cared about that. These channels that jump on these people and they all do it together, they're all just doing it for a piece of the pie. They don't care if it's factual.
Hang on, let me just pull it up. Give me a moment. I've got it here. Hang on. Whoops, I disappeared. I'm back. Oh, I'm back. Going on, where is it? Here it is. I'm just going to grab it for you. This is it here. I don't actually have the full documentation, but this is the actual lawsuit here. So it's address Cascio versus Yax, and it's in the District Court of Mississippi. It was filed on the 4th of June. That's it. So the case, there's the case number. I'll leave it up if you can see it, so you can grab it if you want to. But that's critical case. Assault, libel, and slander is what the claims are. So anyway, so that's what, and that's what that one was about. Oh, didn't happen. It didn't work again. Hang on.
And these same channels that are now laughing at me because I'm speaking out about Creepshow were fine with Creepshow harassing me. And they would probably still encourage her to harass me, even though she's a piece of shit. Westboro Baptist is really small, you guys. It's not even a cult worth talking about. It only has 35 members, right? Westboro Baptist is literally like a family. They don't have reach. They're not like...
They don't have clout. I bet if TLC signed them up, she'd start talking about them, though. Leeches is what apparently... Leeches! They're all leeches! Well, she's called both Creepshow and Josh the same name. Anyway, she's about to go from the Duggars back to Creepshow and back to to all the people that have channels where she is talked about. She has standards.
Thousands of members. It's literally the only people in Westboro Baptist are the people that are in the family. That's how small it is.
So it says, are the Duggars behind creep shows? Creep shows. Can't you file a police report and get a restraining order? Exactly why is KJ working up? So she's been really stressed and extra yucky again. I don't know. There's something going on, isn't there? Oh, I think we said Steve McRae can start talking soon. She's still embarrassed because showed the email she sent telling her to take the video down. Wonder if it happened to her with. You'd like me to do an interview with EDB? I can ask. I can always ask her. The most obvious cult in the world isn't a cult because, of course, it isn't. Well, actually, there is a couple of Australian cases I'd like to send her and get an interesting opinion on. Thanks for keeping me. Oh, I do my best. Do my best. Hey, I'm on break now, so it will be either clean the house or watch YouTube videos, and I can tell you what I would prefer. Plus, I'm still in lockdown till at least Thursday at the moment, so you know.
People know who they are because of their signs.
And then someone says, and then it gets turned into an internet truth. Like Katie did this. No context, no explanation. It's just retold by people like some scandal that sounds worse than it ever was. I would too. Actually, I'd like to hear her take on the defamation of Christian Porter with the ABC and how he withdrew the defamation proceedings. I'd be interested in that one. There's also the Ben Roberts-Smith one that's going on at the moment, which I was supposed to email and get court access and I didn't. Yeah, and at least until Thursday at this stage, feel the love, but you know, it's okay. It could be worse. All they have to do is watch the videos. Everything comes out of KJ's own mouth. Well, the thing that this person doesn't realize is that everybody has receipts. All Things Sassy actually showed a video where KJ says she's not going to the trial. And then, like yesterday, she says, but I am going to the trial. Where would you get the idea that I wasn't going to go? No vaccine here, so I'm staying in lockdown voluntarily. Nice pause. She can visit Aussie. Well, at the moment, nobody can come to Aussie. Our borders are closed internationally. So, yeah. But anyone wants to come, when we finally do open the borders, if anybody wants to come to Melbourne, I'll give you the tour. I'll give you a tour. And I'm sure we can find people all around Oz to help. I know that Cactus Bill, formerly known as anyway, is looking at is coming to Melbourne at some stage, and I've already said to her, let me know when you're here and I'll meet up. I think Katie is just running low on her meds. She always gets super really and very argumentative. You can track if you pay attention. Oh, really? Interesting, Karen. She hasn't said anything. You are you are the only source that I go to for tea. I have the others blocked. They literally wait for you to post and then repeat an exaggeration of what you have posted with no credibility of their own. That's right, Crystal Bill. I couldn't remember. Oh, I couldn't remember. I just have to wonder if KJ's banned from the courthouse Zoom since she's banned room since she's. Well, I believe some people are. I have heard that some people are writing to the court to let them know, but I can't do that.
Westboro Baptist is like, they're just like a family.
You said that.
This Miss Loriga, she can't read the room.
I don't know what they said. I don't know what they said, but they apparently someone can't read the room. If they exaggerate and KJ, what's the original story? I know, that's the thing. What is the original story? Oh, I love it when she talks about people not being able to read the room. She didn't talk for all that time.
I'm not taking suggestions on what I'm doing for my content. I'm having a heart-to-heart with you guys. Some of you guys just like can't read the room. You're cute though. But they're irrelevant. Like, do you get that? They're irrelevant. They're literally like 35 people. 35 people aren't damaging the world the way a cult with thousands of people is.
And someone says, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, they've got 50 members? From mixing her.
And look at her now. She's having a heart attack because I said that she couldn't read the room. That's how these people go. They get super sensitive. And then she'll tell me that I'm all about, she's going to say to me, like, you're just like everyone says you are. They like get really excited. Then they flip on me and then they call me a diaper wearing bitch. That's how these trolls work.
Oh, wow. What's the best time if any time. Depends where you want to go. It really depends on where you want to go as to when the best time is. So up in the northern part of Australia, they're in their dry season. Where's Peter when you need her? I don't know if they're in their wet season or dry season. And it's always good to go when they're in their dry season. She's so rude to people. And someone says, crazy how you talk to your fans. Now that person's going to get in trouble.
No, it's not crazy how I talk to my fans. I'm just talking to these people. If you were talking and sharing your heart with someone and someone started telling you to like cover stuff that's completely irrelevant, would you just be like, cool?
Yep. I have no idea what people say about you. I've been here like the past 3 posts of yours. This is messed up. I saw your post about that. Not too wet, but also not too dry. Don't give me some medication. I'll never stop complaining, says Wind Whispers. Maybe she came in late and doesn't know what the topic of convo is. I just came in and have no clue yet.
So I've been just sharing how I'm feeling.
Not saying a specific fan, but those people online go hard at those people. Ruined the show for me. It's not natural to watch somebody 24/7. So someone says, so what is the topic? I don't know. It's a red can of something.
I'm not here talking about tea. I'm not talking about suggestions. I'm honestly just like talking about how I'm feeling. That's what I've been talking about.
I love you exactly how you are. No one wonders what is on your mind because it comes straight out of your mouth. You remind me of me. She brings it up all the time. You're right. Hello, Mary Beth. She does bring it up all the time, doesn't she? Like, why? Same thing about the edges. Yeah, Melbourne's pretty cold too. Osbell says don't come to Canberra this week. Is Parliament sitting Osbell? Because I would have thought that all the pollies would have with all their hot air would be warming the place up. But she goes live like this every night to share how she's feeling. Call your family and talk, or a real friend. She does this every night. Is she tripolar? Says Kelly Jones.
And I am just trying to share how I've been feeling today, which has been sad.
I saw a post that you tatted out someone. I didn't read the trash. You tatted out somebody. Those people are not your fans. The rest of us are here to listen and learn. She's going to pull out that comment about being that she's a tattletale or a snitch or a dibber dobber.
I tatted out someone. I don't even know what that means.
It means you're a snitch.
So
you're doing a good job, Katie. I'm sorry you're struggling. I wore a diaper once, sent hubby to get pads after first child, and came back with Depends most comfortable pads I've ever worn. A snitch. Or a dibber dobber. We used to sing Dibber Dobber wears nappies. Dibber Dobbers wear diapers, I guess you'd say. So maybe. Dibber Dobber wears nappies. Dibber Dobber wears nappies.
Instagram lives are so frustrating, to be honest, because it's like people just walk in and then they want to know what you're doing. And sorry, my nose is itchy. I hate the format, to be honest.
Why you want it then? Sorry you're feeling that way. Hope tomorrow is better. Katie, continue to bring awareness to mental health awareness. Love what you do and encourage you. Sorry you're having a rough day. Many regards.
Find them. So if you come on, you're coming on clueless.
You're doing awesome.
Anyways,
I'm sorry you're upset. Hope things gets better. Sending love.
I'm a human being. First and foremost. And I'm a human being.
Walking, dude, you're on the internet. No one walks anywhere. She hasn't got to that point yet, Christoph fan always, but she's about to do another Unleashed on Creep show. They're still united with hating you, so they're sticking together over that. It isn't fair. Oh, life is just so cruel sometimes. Duggars are humans too, but I guess they don't count.
And
you're getting cyberbullied.
And I've been cyberbullied for months by the same group of people. And I don't talk about it frequently. And they know who they are. And
she's a person with feelings, thoughts, emotions, just like everyone else, and should be able to come onto her page to just chat. OMG, sorry. I sure as shot never meant to trigger you.
Whenever I talk about it, people say I'm playing the victim. And
oh, that's terrible, Katie.
Even when someone who is part of, like, even when the ringleader,
Dave doesn't like her. Gingerly says she's picking her feet, wiping her nose in that blanket and slurring her words. She's so lost, says Dave. Not sure how this works, but can you not just block the people? Oh dear. These must be new people.
is like called out for being a complete piece of shit and lies about everything. Literally lies about everything. She's literally lying that she didn't write these posts.
Cyberbullying is a crime. Katie, you are an amazing woman. You have so much going on in your everyday life, and those keyboard bullies wouldn't last 1 second if they had to deal with what you do every hour of every day. No one knows what I have to deal with every hour of every day, thank you. Am I being over dramatic? Because I can tone it back, Deb. Am I being over dramatic? So it's okay you to cyberbully everybody, KJ, but you can't handle it when others are quite literally only pointing out your behaviour patterns and lines. Toughen up, little girl. We say toughen up, princess. She's probably sad because she realised her and Saltsy aren't friends in real life. That might be it. I'm getting back in my box. No, normal dramatic. Okay. Okay. Because as I said, if you want me to tone it down, I can tone it down, but I just thought it would make it more interesting to read it as it's been said in my head. Oh, yeah. Joe, you have a huntsman spider constantly coming into your place for a cup of sugar. I love your story time voice. Thank you. Tune it up. All right.
Right? She used the R word. She was transphobic. She was racist. She was so cruel to people.
Wasn't this yesterday's live? This was yesterday's news. Please be dramatic. More dramatic. This was yesterday's news.
She lied about her friends. She literally lies about everything. People.
I'm sorry you have to go through this crap. The highest form of flattery is imitation, and that's what the others do. Steal your content and exaggerates it. Receipts. Receipts, please.
Not connect the dots. That she lies about everything. So she lied about me. Right? So even though
she was yesterday's ringleader, Scarlett. I guess now Emily's like the old now in the past. To be fair, please, against Blair White. Blair hates herself. She's frustrated because the same people she's calling out forever and trying to get people to listen to her and was made to look crazy. And now look, she was right about all of the people she was. She was. She was warning of. Emily did say the other night that she'll get salts online or taught, not about the case, of course. Cool. You're not up to date, says Scarlett. Oh, look. Hey, look, it could be back to Emily tomorrow. Who knows?
I was telling people who this person was and saying she was lying and saying that she was lying about me. Even today when I'm saying
they're relentless as hell. I've never known how you dealt with it. It's like they'll stop at nothing to ruin you. I don't need anyone to be perfect, and no one deserves what you're treated like by them.
She's a liar. They still say to me, no, you're still a piece of shit. So when her lies about me fit their narrative, I'm still a piece of shit. But
I want to know what she was lying about. I need to know because CSA did show all the receipts in her video, and it was all And you can still be a horrible person and someone else be a liar. Right? Keep playing, please. All right, I'll keep playing. She just made a post about this. If you've missed it, see it after this live. KJ never lies.
They won't acknowledge that they lied about me, that she lied about me, that over 1 million people believe the lies that she said about me. And that's hard. I'm told that I can't speak about different topics. How do you think that works? I can't report on things. That's what they say to me. You can't.
You can report on things. You just can't. There's no point. I totally enjoy your content and support your work. But when you get upset, you do have a tendency to not want to hear from anyone who doesn't agree with you 100%. Oops, they're going to get blocked. Insert Invader Zim, you are filled with lies, says Will. That person's going to get blocked.
Talk about that. You aren't allowed to do that. Well, I care because they won't watch my content.
I don't watch your content, not because of anything that Creepshow said. I don't watch your content because I can't sit through the editing. It's concerning how much she keeps talking about CSA. Totally obsessed. There might be. Yes, the breaking the internet, huge parts of the web currently offline, including Reddit and Twitch and the Verb. Yeah, it was probably Creepshow. All we need, if Twitter and Instagram goes down, somebody would be very lost. Hey, Tia, how are you? That's assuming they'd watch her in the first place. I've never been able to watch her content even before all of this. I couldn't stand her antics. Well, the last one that I watched the Westbrook announcement, and it was the editing. It was so all over the place. It was painful, and I thought I couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it.
Have you ever had hundreds of thousands of people coming at you telling you that you're a criminal, that your husband's a white supremacist, have the cops show up at your house, have
Not this
CPS
again.
come to your house?
Did you know about the woman CSA did something similar to? Claimed she was anti-vax when she had educated herself, and instead of CSA correcting it, she blasted her emails and twisted them. If social media goes down, people might actually talk to each other. That's true. It can go down after this stream. Wait till I finish streaming, and then it can go down. She'd be lost if YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram all went down. Her statement video is one of my favorites. She must have been tweezing her. I don't know what that was. No, I haven't. Oh.
That's what I went through.
I can't believe they called the CPS on you. You're so crazy. That's so crazy. Sorry. What? Just a few days ago, she was gloating about the lawsuit was over and was moving on. Here we are in the same week digging for another pity party. I can't stand her reading scripts. Edited videos are painful to watch. Well, I have to say, these lives are often more entertaining.
Yeah. So when I reached out to Creepshow, I asked her to remove the video. I provided her proof. I said, what you said here is false. And
but how is what she's accusing Creepshow Art of doing any different to what Tati Westbrook did before she filed the lawsuit? How is one right and one wrong? That's way more than cyberbullying. Truly horrible. Is she doing something for pride? Yeah, she's called Creepshow out for being transphobic and homophobic, and she's an ally.
is it possible that you have RSD, which makes you obsess over these things?
So I know you have ADHD, but do you possibly have an RSD, which makes you obsess over these things? Yeah, so someone else is gonna get blocked.
How is me finding out about something yesterday obsessing over something?
Because you've talked nonstop about it for 24 hours.
I would really love to know. How is me staying silent for 6 months on something obsessing over something? Could you explain that, Beth?
Now they're all piling on Bev. You are awesome, Katie. I will always support you. Cyberbullying is horrible. Whoever said it in chat was 100% accurate. KJ only reads negative comments. She does. Yeah, that was Plan to Create said that. And 30 tweets. She did 30 tweets on that. And she did numerous Instagram posts. This is her second Instagram live on it. But she's not obsessed. Okay. You're a person with genuine feelings. Are you serious? She's not overreacting and obsessing with this. A big Kev, he's long gone. Oh, you're so rude, Beth.
I'm a person with genuine feelings and I share information. Like, I'm not overreacting or obsessing over this. This woman literally got called out for posting these horrible things. Horrible. 209 or 90 posts about something. This woman was saying transphobic, homophobic, racist things.
As usual, tons of people are talking about something, but when you do, it's a problem. I really can't stand KJ as a result of that. Zero empathy or self-awareness. She'll actually ask other creators to show empathy. Horrible, I say, just horrible.
And she was accusing me of doing the things that she was doing in this board. She was doxing people. She literally doxed her sister. She doxed herself. So she told everyone that I doxed her. She blamed.
Now I've seen a lot of commentators talk on this, and they've still said that it's still all allegations. There's actually not been proven that it is her. Again, it's hard to believe that it couldn't. Some of the stuff that's shown as receipts and evidence makes it hard to believe it could not be her. However, nothing's been proven. I hear you say. Sarah loves donuts, going out in the garden, listening in the headphones. We'll see, laughing and yelling. So it hasn't technically been proven, and Creepshow has come out and said that she's seeking legal advice. And let's just say let's just say that Creepshow is correct and she has been hacked or whatever, and it is what she's saying it is. KJ's going off her rocket. Until we know everything, I think the doxing a sister in ICU is pretty sus. Oh, look, there's some stuff in there that I think is really borderline, and I really don't know. Like, wouldn't a crazy stalker do that to ruin her? But it's a fact that's been going on for 2.5 years from the same IP address, and like there's just stuff that doesn't add up, and then I'm actually sitting on the fence on it because I don't know enough either way. However, I'm not prepared to go and say that it's definite that it was done. She's making CSA's problem about her. How many times can she repeat the same stuff? We got it the first time. And Laura says, until there's actual evidence, I'm not picking a side. And that's how I am, Laura. It can't be that way because it only happened to KJ. That's right. She has lost 6,000 subs at the moment. But I can't and I'm not prepared to do it because I don't know enough about it. I've read some of the posts, I've seen some of the stuff, I watched a few streams today of people discussing it, but every single stream that I saw have said it's still alleged because there's been no concrete proof. However, Katie Joy is saying that yes, it's happened and it has to be true. Didn't she want the benefit of the doubt when her lawsuit came out and she said, no one's listening to me? Shouldn't the same grace she wanted everybody to give to her, shouldn't she be giving that to Creepshow? Shouldn't we be doing that? I know it's not, I hope she gets it. I can't help but think she causes mental. You can't say, give me grace, listen to me, I'm telling the truth, and then when something comes out about another creator, you go in and you say, get rid of them, deplatform them, they're harassing me. You can't do the same thing. You cannot say this. So I have to show the same grace, and that's what I'm doing. And and there's probably something going on behind the scenes in Creepshow's life that we don't know about, and that's fine. We don't need to know. But if she needs the help, I hope she does get the help that she needs, and I hope that it gets resolved properly. And and this is why the thing with that gets me, it was all anonymous. Why would a stalker post anonymously knowing nobody would know who it is? It doesn't add up. That's the thing, Christoph, and always there is stuff that doesn't add up on both sides. I could make arguments both ways. I can make arguments as to why I think it's her and why I don't think it's her, which is why I can't get my head around it. But I just think it's really, really dangerous to be doing. This is the exact reason why we're calling out Katie Joy at the moment, because she's forgotten what it was like. She talked about being dogpiled on. What's everyone doing to Creepshow at the moment? And she's sitting there and she's laughing her head off. And if anybody should have some empathy and understand and give some understanding to Creepshow, it's Katie Joy. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now.
To you guys, my fans, for emailing her.
You don't have fans. You have subscribers. I'm a few minutes behind. She literally said she had hundreds of thousands of people coming after her. Seriously, does she really think people care? Thank you, Aunt Mia. Thank you, Aunt Lizzie. You don't have fans. You're not a musical artist. You're not somebody famous. You're a YouTuber. Unless she's talking about OnlyFans. I saw on Twitter that KJ was she's been arguing with people most of the night. She thinks she's a celebrity. Wait, did she say no? She's saying that Creepshow accused her cult of emailing her. I don't have fans. I have subscribers and I have a choir and I have viewers, but I don't have fans. Maybe one day. She doesn't have OnlyFans. We're only joking. It was only a joke, Dave. That's it. Do not say KJ and OnlyFans in the same sentence. I hate that word. I don't like the word fans. Don't tell me. No, I don't know, Will. I'm not looking. Oh, it would be. I'm saying that's the only other group of people that I would know that would have fans. Is OnlyFans. I sure ought to cook. Oh, that's right. Choir members and Stanleys. Your Stanleys. Yeah. Yeah. Rick keeps sleeping in. Actually, I don't think I've got any mods with me again tonight. But I don't need them. You're all so good, well behaved.
Of doing the things that she was doing in this board. She was doxing people. She literally doxed her sister. She doxed herself. So she told everyone that I doxed her. She blamed you guys, my fans, for emailing her for tweeting at her address.
So there you go. Don't give her any ideas. But she's talking about fans. So unless she's a celebrity. Because I did read an article of somebody. I was reading an article that they had done. Some woman in some state of Australia had quit her job because she had an OnlyFans account, and they talked about the people that watched her as fans. We're a well-behaved class. Oh, she's got to get to them yet. Hello, mental block. All the bad things you can do. Well, probably I'll join you, so.
She blamed you guys for having to delete her Twitter. She said that my fans made her delete her Twitter. So she tried.
Someone says, definitely pursue cyberbullying restraining order. OnlyFans is for degenerates. Okay, that's 10 times. Oh, look. And how many times does she a poster of KJ? Oh, Kelly.
tried to weaponize you against her and make her fans go after you guys. How does that make you feel? Like, I'm not here to weaponize my fans after anyone. I'm not here to blame her fans for doing things to me, right? So when she gets called out for something and I was put through hell because of it.
I don't know. Rick hasn't hasn't seen the new setup yet, so I don't know that we've got a new corner. We have to set up a new corner. I am one of the 10 most problematic YouTubers on YouTube. I know that. I am in the top 10. I'd wear that with a badge of honor. And don't forget, yes, Creepshow did call her a goober. Don't forget that. There's a lot of other things that she could have called it. Someone says, contact the FBI and have them arrested for cyber stalking. Like, she's got her fans all. The thing is, she shouldn't say fans. She's got them. Yeah, we had a naughty corner in the last place, Dave. I heard her tell her stance. I've heard her tell her stance to do stuff too. Yeah. So now she's going to talk about the hacking.
The FBI doesn't work like that. They don't care about this stuff.
Oh dear. You're my fans. Well, as I said, there's lots of other stuff that she could have called her. She told her fans to go after critics. She's doing it. She does. She gets them worked up. She does get them worked up, and she's playing them all. She really is Wind Whispers, in my opinion. Because now they'll go, but I'm hoping that they'll watch Creepshow's videos and see the receipts. I'm not saying all of them, but some of her fans seem a little simple IMO.
Trust me, we couldn't even get the FBI to arrest anyone for all the hacking and the death threats.
There you go. One thing that makes her so accidentally hilarious is how serious she takes herself too. And then it says, I think she talks so much about you to take the focus off her. Bo says there hasn't been any mods all night and people just noticed. I thought reminding everyone to do the YouTube things might have given it away. No, Bo, I hadn't noticed. I hadn't noticed. But yes, if you could hit the like button. Gee, I have to do my own work, okay? Shame we can't meme some pics of her of floor or ceiling fans and call them JKJ fans. All right, so she's going to talk about the FBI now. I hoped everyone liked the cover when you looked onto the video, because that was Ozbell's work done. I think it's We Well Behaved. Did she get her hair done? I don't know. I haven't been able to work that one out, Tia.
I had over 200 death threats.
I didn't want to point it out because everyone was being so well behaved. Most nights, everybody is well behaved. Every now and then we get one or two people, but as a general rule, everybody is well behaved.
Emails of people saying they were going to rape my son.
Sorry, I should have given you a trigger warning. Sorry. This was the whole entire live. Yes, it was. Christoph always. She can sell KJ Halloween costumes. No, she hasn't. It's been about 6 months, I think, Christine. The closest to the FBI you have is my dad went to their academy for their training in the 70s. She likes saying the R word. You're correct. Stop saying public figure. No, KJ should have given the trigger word. I know, but I like to try and at least warn you that it's coming, and I doubt why would she say that about her son. Anyway, I'm giving you a warning now.
Make me watch and cut his head off. That's the kind of stuff I got for the last 6 months.
Are you able to do anything legal about it? Cyberbullying. I can tell you now that in Australia they would have done something about it. Yeah, see, I've seen proof from Salts. I think Emily's shown some proof, but I've not seen any proof. Because I know that Salts had it done to him. Just I couldn't repeat that about mine. Secret Court Service called me once, wondering if daughter and boyfriend were making funny money. Oh. That's sick. I've not seen anything of that. I mean, she always uses hackers when she gets herself into trouble, but I've not heard of the death threats before. Both says 97 watching 9030 lights. Thank you. See if you can make me cry tonight. Oh.
That was all given to the FBI. We weren't able to do anything. The FBI wasn't interested in taking it.
I wouldn't say you're obsessing over what is being said, written about you. When you've had to go through what you've gone through, cops, CPS, etc., I'd say you're accurately aware of what she is. I must say, I do like the new layout. It does make it look bright and happy and friendly. I'm not even sure what to say about KJ, and I'm not short of words. I know it's a bit like that, isn't it? Really is a bit like that. OMG, that's horrible. That's unacceptable. They couldn't do anything. Yeah, it's cold. We're coming into winter, so it's cold. I vaguely remember her talking about death threats regarding her son during the same time. Well, maybe. But, yeah. Well, that's true. She may have done. Oh, purple's not very gender neutral. So what color? I just grabbed a color that didn't do swirlies. Someone says they can trace the website. I'm guessing they didn't trust what KJ said or was trying to give them, because Saltsy is working with the FBI and all the threats will be addressed. Hello, Jenna. Purple is very regal, yes. Oh, cool. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, as I said, I'll email her and see if we can have a chat. As I said, I've got a couple of Australian legal cases. Oh, that's all right. So I think she's realizing she's got a new audience here that doesn't actually know the background, that doesn't know everything. So she's able to feed, she's able to feed it all. And of course they're blaming CSA for it all too.
Oh yeah, so many death threats about my son. So many. We gave all of them to the FBI, and they didn't prosecute because they couldn't determine any hacking. They're still working on some parts of it, but
so they didn't determine any hacking. So does that mean it's come from her IP address? Just because the FBI didn't catch anyone on day one doesn't mean they aren't in the case. Because she said they didn't find any hacking. Am I going to watch the State of Origin? Wrong type of. I was going to say wrong type of ball. No, I'm not a rugby fan. Fun fact: pink used to be considered masculine. So I'm going to play that again. Have a listen, because she says they couldn't find any hacking. So if there was no hacking, does that mean that it's come from her IP address? Have a listen. Will.
oh yeah, so many death threats about my son. So many. We gave all of them to the FBI, and they didn't prosecute because they couldn't determine any hacking.
They couldn't determine any hacking. So if they can't determine any hacking, does that mean it's come from her devices, her IP address, and her cookies? I'm throwing it out there. That's what she's just said. We've played it through twice. I doubt that FBI would tell her. Well, I would agree. Notice she can't say that while looking at the camera. Correct. She's looking away as she says it. But I just find it very interesting that the phrase, because they couldn't find any hacking. Don't forget the crumbs. And her crumbs, don't forget about her crumbs. That's right. We learnt about cookies and crumbs yesterday, didn't we? I prefer cookies and cream. Maybe it's just that they didn't have the manpower to put something on they considered low priority. It could be that one as well. However, if Saltsy's working with the FBI and Emily's working with the FBI, it means that theirs must have been worse. She's always looking away when she's lying. Feel bad for her to live in her distorted world.
They're still working on some parts of it, but it's like crazy. Yes, all the threats have been reported. Every single email was provided to the FBI. No, the local police departments don't handle this kind of stuff. Internet crimes are complicated.
You have done such a wonderful job reporting and educating people about the IBLP. Seriously, threats like that about your child and they wouldn't take it? Aunt Lizzie. Great joke between her and Toad. Very interesting. She's too busy. Hang on. Oh, she's been on the CSA. She's been on Creep Show. She's talked about that. Saltsy got more traction because lawyers and then hate the crime. Yeah. That's right, because his was a hate crime, wasn't it? What happened to the hacked emails between her, Brown, and Salts? Well, that's right. Because, maybe it came from Brown's IP address. Because, remember, one set of emails that Salts alerted Brown to came from what looked like her address, and then another lot came from Brown's. So, hi, Lee. Internet crimes and internet cops. So she hasn't said she's not the only one that didn't, like, she hasn't said, oh no, I'm not the only one that got them. Like, there were other people that got them. That's horrible. I don't understand how people could say something like that.
So,
who would attack a kid?
Oh, yeah. That's about cutting my son's head off, raping him, and making me watch.
Again! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot again. I'm sorry. Oh. That Shinto is somehow... That was the general working theory to start off with. There is no reason whatsoever to bring your son into any of this. Unacceptable over what? Reporting information on public figures. And it just rolls off her tongue as well. There's no way that I would be even calm if I was repeating that. I couldn't be calm if that was me and it was about my child. I'm convinced, but I'm jaded. These are just people's opinions, Katie Joy. Actually, I haven't got my dislike yet, so she's not watching. Yeah.
Like, I was getting those emails, like, multiple a day for weeks.
Your son has nothing to do with your post. That is sick. Yeah, she is very dispassionate. Well, this is KJ. Her getting death threats is like, oh, cause good point, Will. Sick.
That's what I was going through.
I'm sorry you're targeted with such hatred. I don't always agree with all of your opinions, but I honour your right to have your opinions, just like all of us do. I appreciate you.
So when something like this happens and one of the ringleaders who is causing some of this chaos gets...
Now it's one of the ringleaders. I can't even, Katie. I'm so sorry. I actually would have been on the phone every day to the FBI I would not be letting up if it was me. And if those threats truly happen. If the thing is, the threats are despicable. If they're anything like what Salts and Emily got, they're disgusting. But Salts and Emily aren't on a platform talking about it. When somebody stole my garage door, I'd know I got the police and told them I'd be waiting in the garage armed. They said I'd have that right. That's what my members' bears do when it comes to protecting.
Outed for being a shitty person when I was screaming at everyone that what she was saying about me wasn't true.
How can people be so cruel? I'm sorry for your family to go through this. Those people are sick and vile. The laws haven't exactly caught up with the digital age yet. It's the common excuse they're not used to anything. When she addressed the threat about her son, it sounded like she talked about her neighbour's dog. No feeling at all so sad. Yeah.
And I'm still hearing from her fans today that I'm still a piece of shit. They're mad at her for what she did in the forums, but they're not mad enough at her to realize that she lied about me.
And this is what it is. It's all about her. She was screaming at people way before that. Retro would have reasonable human reactions. Ketron just goes online and talks about it like nothing. Oh, if they threatened your daughter, Joe, I'd become a murder beard. Hey, you haven't seen me rolled up. If they threatened my daughter, there would be trouble. I'd be ringing the police every single day. Like, not letting up, because that's what you do. Not sure if I prefer KJ or mean KJ. But it's worked. All her people are very sad and sorry about her.
And I'll never get that satisfaction, but it's still traumatic.
They should find their IP addresses.
And I didn't talk about any of this because I couldn't. I couldn't talk about anything. I was in the middle of a legal battle, which thankfully is over.
I'd be too scared to go online, says Jen. I would be too. I hate how disgusting the internet has gotten. I know these platforms have massive amounts of data to deal with, but the targeted harassment shouldn't be tolerated. People like to play mind games on the net. Whoever you are, you're being played right now. I can't tell you what I would do if someone threatened my family because it's illegal. I can't believe she's still going on about this. I know the kangaroo punch. Joe is also known as the kangaroo punch in the Women's Pro Wrestling of Australia. That's right. She was chatting. I know she was still talking about this back then. Anyway, we've got 6 minutes to go. We're nearly over, thankfully.
But I couldn't share any of that with you. And that's not easy.
But you don't need to. Why did she need to tell everybody? But why does everybody have to know? It's something that you would deal with privately. Celebrity death match with Joe and Kate. Oh dear. But the thing is, what she's a legal battle caused by ignoring Tardy's request to shut up. And don't forget, Tardy asked her to remove stuff from the internet that she didn't do, which she's exactly complaining about Creepshow. The rules don't apply, apparently. They apply to everybody else. There's 2 sets of rules. The rules everyone is supposed to abide by, and the rules that KJ sets. I wouldn't go on the live to talk about it unless I was sending out "I'm coming for you" warning.
So these smaller channels now that are enjoying just picking me apart, one day when they grow, just remember everything that you're putting out there can come right back at you.
All right, now she's giving her advice to smaller channels. Me and Rick will be the announcers for the death match. KJ, this will milk this forever, and not for her motherly sadness. It's for KJ money. I don't know what was in that can. Okay. So now she's going to give some advice.
Everything that you say and you laugh at and you mock can become what you have enjoyed and thought was entertaining. Everything that you...
Wait on. That didn't make any sense.
And that's not easy. So these smaller channels now that are enjoying just picking me apart, one day when they grow, just...
One day when I get big and I become a big channel. Just the way that she said that. What do you want to do when you become a big channel? When you grow up? I hope that everybody's going to keep me in check, that if I ever get too big of myself, that you all knock me down. And that's what I want you all to do. You've attacked every other platform creator. So that's what I want you guys to do for me, is to make sure that I stay, that I don't change. And if I do change, you've got permission to tell me off. Sometimes she just says words barely to form sentences with no point ever made. My advice, don't do anything that KJ has done.
Remember, everything that you're putting out there can come right back at you. Everything that you say and you laugh at and you mock can become what you have enjoyed and thought was entertaining.
That doesn't make not everything that anything that you've laughed at, mocked, could be any. I think I know what she was trying to say, but that's, you'll be long gone. Well, make sure you tell me though, Christoph and Alois, before you go, because I'd want to know. But that's what I'm saying. I want you to make sure that you tell me and keep me in check. Hello, Berta. Hello, BS. Oh, did she? She just posted about Critical K on Facebook. I was waiting for her to get on that. Oh, no, that's all right. I'm not offended. All right. Well, I might be able to check out her Facebook, but I thought she might get onto that.
Everything that you thought was funny can happen to you.
All right. Everything I thought was funny could happen to you. Well, generally laugh at myself. Oh, and on Insta. All right, we'll have a look on Insta. So I said I didn't think she would not hold up that opportunity.
So I always just encourage people to have a little bit of empathy and stop being so callous, because nobody's anonymous online at all. And people are so like, oh my God, somebody got doxxed. Here's the thing. If you're making content and you are doing it behind an anonymous name and you're doing it behind an anonymous account, nothing is anonymous. And I'm not like making any threats. I'm
not making any sense. So if you're using a stock account, you'll get... She has this all here who support her. Jenna says she seems drunk. Yeah, I don't want to say that she is, but she's definitely slurring at this point in time. She seems to be. But yeah, she's about to say that she will end up copyright striking people that needs yeah.
saying like, you can be like, people get found out all the time, right? Like she literally got busted thinking she was acting anonymously on a forum and they outed her. So even if you think you're being anonymous, you're not. There's ties to everything. And it's really easy to say things like that you would never say if you use a pseudonym, or if you use like a fake name, or if you don't show your face. Like it's so easy.
It's a controversial case that was ruled also, but that it wasn't. It's a $10 million lawsuit. I found out about it on EKC People Sucks page. Oh yeah, she's got the lawsuit there. Of course she has.
Say whatever you want because you think nobody's going to know who you are. And that's what Creepshow Art did. She thought, well, nobody knows who I am, so I'll say and do whatever I want. And when you act like that, you act like you have no accountability. So everything that happens on the internet, there's like, exactly. People are in the chat saying, ask Josh Duggar. Exactly. Everything is trackable. You never know what you do or say that can be traced, which is why you have to be careful about what you do and you say, which is why I don't post.
Someone says perhaps the FBI can compare her IP addresses to the IP addresses from your emails.
Shit post.
Well, you've got to listen to that,
and
because she doesn't
never know what you do or say that can be traced.
This.
Which is why you have to be careful about what you do and you say. Which is why I don't shit post.
Did you hear that? I hope you all heard that.
That's not how IP addresses work. Just because you get an IP from an email, in order to work under an IP address, you can't just take the IP and put it in your computer. That's not how IP addresses work. And email IP addresses aren't even your address. So if you have a Google IP, So say you have a Google email. I learned a lot about IP addresses with this threat, all these threats I got.
And she's got a Google IP address, by the way, too. I'm sorry the threats to your son weren't taken more seriously. Lots of these people hide behind their computers.
If you have a Gmail account, your IP is not your own IP. It's literally Google. So it's not your actual IP. Your IP of your network is not the same as your email's IP. Your IP through your server is completely different than what your email is. Your email's IP address is actually like through Google, and it's not unique to you.
You've hit the nail on the head. They are smaller channels, and so to build followers, they choose to take the lazy option and pick on you instead. Did she just make a list of things she wanted to talk about during the trial and couldn't because she's been going on about old stuff?
So at the end of the day, be nice to people. If I share my heart, or if anyone shares their heart, don't tell someone to get over it. If someone's being vulnerable with you and honest and telling you like how they feel, like the most defeating, dismissive thing you can tell someone is to just ignore it or to get over it. Like you don't tell someone going through something to get over it. You let them go through it. And that's all I ever want to do sometimes is just, share something and not hear someone say get over it.
Thanks for sharing. We're all here for you to listen. We're all here. We're here for you to listen. That doesn't make any sense. Introspective, KJ.
Because I literally found out about this 24 hours ago. So it took me a minute to process this.
Then she went online and she talked about it. Then she's posted nonstop on Twitter. Then she's posted nonstop on Instagram. I haven't checked her Facebook. And then she's done another live where she's talked nonstop about it.
Right?
No.
Yeah, or calm down. I know I hate when people tell me to calm down.
I'm sorry, Katie. I can't imagine what it's been like for you.
And if I post 4 or 5 things about something that's not like obsessing about it, it's like me processing things in real time, finding things, going, see, this happened, this happened, this happened. That's how my brain works.
Vent away. It's good for your soul. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I don't generally post the first thing that I see. I usually check it first. KJ, calm down. All right. So she's about to talk about copyright striking people that use her Instagram lives. But as she deletes them, she actually, unless she's got a copy, she can't prove that I'm using her copy. Let's see how she makes a Critical K lawsuit about her. I'm sure she'll have lots of advice for Critical K. It was only, but it's interesting though, because Critical K deleted all of her content. So she must have known something was happening. Go process without an audience.
Anyways, that's all I have. If you're one of these smaller channels, find a hobby.
Got one.
Stop stealing my Instagram lives. Those can actually get copyright struck.
No, they can't.
So I've had my channel be copyright struck for Instagram lives, which is why I don't use them anymore. So if you make a habit of reposting people's Instagram lives, people can copyright strike you for that.
Not if you delete them. if she doesn't have a copy of it, and I've got a copy of it, technically I own the original. I knew she was warning me gingerly. I figured she was. But you know what? Yeah, she's still crying about Creepshow. However, for fair use, I mean, what was it? It was a 34-minute video that I've extended out to nearly 2 hours. So I think we got fair use out of it.
And nobody should want their channel taken down for that. And I'm not making a threat. I'm just saying, like, I learned the hard way. Maybe you haven't learned that yet.
It was directed, yep. But as I said, oh, look. Alberta, she tried before. She's called me out before, and I got 1,000 new subs in 3 days. I wouldn't mind another boost in subs. Is Joe committing such a heinous crime? Why don't you wake up at 3 a.m. to dislike her videos anymore, KJ? I know. No one's liking my videos. It's really no one's disliking my videos. It's really sad. I think you'll find she's going to school me, Joe. Well, it's just saying we can't rickroll her streams. The thing is that I actually didn't make the title. I didn't even mention her in the title. So the only way she's actually going to know is that she'll have to actually click on it. And it was somewhat deliberate.
But we all have to follow rules. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys.
We all have to follow rules. Yes, you do, Katie Joy. Plus, I have a YouTube manager. That I appointed myself. So for let me just pull up her Instagram. Oh dear. Well, maybe one of you is a KJ control. Oh look. Well, at least you can't say that I haven't been friendly to everybody. As I said, she'd have to literally click on it, Memo Dragon, to find out. And I'm not. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf? The big bad wolf? Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Not. All right. Sorry, I shouldn't be acting like that. That was very naughty of me. All right. So this is her post here. Another YouTuber is being sued. This time it's crime creator that goes by the name of Critical K. She's been sued by Ray Andriacchio. Ray's son Christian died in 2014. The death has been in the news for years because police ruled his death a suicide despite troubling evidence suggest otherwise. Christian died by a single gunshot to the head. Police in Meriden, Mississippi conducted a 45-minute investigation, autopsy ruling the death suicide. However, Ray's mother was suspicious. Christian's roommate was seen at the bank the same day trying to withdraw all of Christian's money. Dylan swearing and had Christian's debit card but no PIN. The gun found at the scene had no fingerprints. Christian, Dylan and his girlfriend Whitney all had gun residue on their hands, according to reports. In 2017, police forwarded a case against Whitney and Dylan to a grand jury. They refused to indict him. Karen Yax, Critical K, is accused of taunting Ray Adrencino on her YouTube channel for years. According to a lawsuit, Ray alleges that Kay accused her of bribery, getting young people drunk. In a transcript from a live stream, Kay allegedly accused Ray, who works in the mental health field, of being responsible for the deaths of someone who overdosed. Kay also alleged that Christian died from self-harm, and that because Ray treated him, that Ray had a patient who died of self-harm. The lawsuit alleges Karen Yak suggested Ray was responsible for the death of her son and another man, which is not true according to the complaint. Karen Yaks, in response to the lawsuit, removed nearly all of her content from her YouTube channel and moved it to Patreon. The lawsuit is demanding $10 million in punitive damages. Karen Yaks is also known for her coverage of Chris Watts' murder. For years, she's publicly taunted Shannon Watts' family and accused Shannon for causing her murder. Critical K has not responded to the lawsuit. And then so they go, this sounds like someone who actually deserves to be sued. So, and again, Katie Joy should be showing some sympathy to Critical K as well, just because knowing what it was like to be sued. So she's put the lawsuit in here. So there you go. All right. Well, on that note, I know that Cactus Bill or Crystal Bill is going live. Is probably live now as well, or was talking about going live. Just going to see if she's live. And I don't really want to stop people from seeing her. Is she on now? She talked about going live. Oh, she said to cancel it. Okay. I thought she was going to go live, but she's had to cancel it. Okay. I didn't want to... Yep. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Yes, watch this space, because it would seem that I've been put on. Well, I don't know. I don't know who she was really talking to, but I could say that she's probably speaking to me. But I would argue fair use and also jurisdiction. There's a jurisdiction issue, and there's also a couple of other issues as well. Yeah, I just saw that she's decided not to go live. I did see that. All right. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. Your day is going to suck. I'm sorry about that. So we've had 69, an average of 69 people. Yes, it's the 8th, isn't it? I'm just going to see who is the talkers tonight. Oh, wow. We're a bit lower this tonight. There's only 40 people talking in this stream. So with this new program, it shows me who will... Sarah, you're down to 3rd. Mimo, you got top spot. So so as I said, this actually shows you the analytics. So this is real analytics from this stream. As to all of that. So I reckon this is really cool. So I've had no one subscribe. That's okay. That's not cool. Bo, I know. Who was... Sarah Loves Donuts came in at 3rd place. Aunt Lizzie was 2nd. Will's 4th. Feel the Love, you're in the top 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. You're 8th, Feel the Love. Yeah. So every night we can have our top 10 chatters. So it says that there's been 40 chatters, and then because it was Sarah last night, so Sarah's happy to give it to somebody else. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. So hopefully in a few days when I get paid, I will pay for the paid version of this, and we can get all my stuff back. But until then, I've got to use their free features, which are pretty cool. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.